my name is Anton Vannelli. I'm the owner and founder of Athic System. What if our basic understanding of exercise and muscle activation is flawed? I was in a car accident in my early 20s, and it left me in a very, very poor physical state. I lived with sciatic, I lived with constant back pain. In fact, it was so bad that there'd be many times that I couldn't stand straight for 3 to 4 months at a time. I was diagnosed with L4, L5, S1 degenerative disc disease, and I also had severe SI joint dysfunction as well. Not only did I have low back pain, but I had knee issues, I had neck issues from the whiplash, specifically from the car accident, in which I actually had a concussion that lasted for about a year. So yes, it's pretty severe. Through this event, I lost probably about 20, 25 pounds. I also started to suffer some mental health effects as well. Today, I come to you 100% pain-free after about 15 plus years of research and self-experimentation. I would have a fundamental shift in my understanding of the way that the brain and body function in regards to muscle activation as it pertains to the nervous system. I have also been working with the public now for about 8 plus years, using this specific methodology to help everything from low back issues to knee problems to neck problems to shoulder problems. So why am I here today talking about the Pulse device? So when I was introduced to the Pulse device, I kind of found it on some of the marketing materials they posted. I was immediately intrigued because I understood the methodology of activating particular dormant muscular systems to try to, so to speak, wake it up to the brain. I wanted to test the Pulse device, which I did for about 3 to 4 months. Of course, because it was so successful for me, I started recommending it to some of my clients, and that's kind of why I'm talking about it today. So, how does this work? So, the way that the Pulse device functions is very, very similar as far as how they've done research on it to a tap. So, why is this important? Because as I'm tapping, right, my brain is picking up very, very specific signals from this area to which can then help me better activate and be able to kind of sense and fire the area in a different way. So for yourself, go ahead and flex your bicep and see what you sense. So if you flex your bicep, what do you feel? Do you feel your bicep? Do you feel your forearm? Do you feel your fist? Do you feel your shoulder? Do you feel your neck? What do you feel? So that's interesting because what you feel is actually what is being activated. It's kind of a fascinating process. So just go ahead and tap for a couple seconds. Just tap, just like this. Just so you can feel maybe a light stinging sensation without flexing, by the way. Go ahead and flex again. What do you feel that time? You feel more of the bicep, less of the bicep, more of the shoulder, less of the shoulder, more of the neck, less of the neck. So this example shows you how kind of mutable our activation is in regards to the signals that we can actually send consciously to these areas. Think of the Pulse device or a tap or even a slap or a pinch as a certain input so that the brain can then better access, better activate, and better see as far as that neural mapping process, the areas of the body. So through this methodology and through working with some of the different settings on the Pulse device, I was able to better activate multiple areas of my body. You may be wondering if this is just, or if it just pertains to the bicep. It does not. It does not just pertain to the bicep. It actually pertains to every single area of the body. This is where it gets even more fascinating. So for example, if you have knee issues or you have hip problems, right? Your inability to sense certain areas of your quadriceps, your inability to sense certain areas of your glutes, all of this plays in. Once again, going back to this kind of neural mapping issue that is so incredibly common, not just for people that have had physical injuries, but actually, interestingly enough, people that have actually had nervous system dysregulation issues as well, as this has impacted the function of their vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve being the highway of communication between brain and body. So when these things become disturbed, we then very often sense less, activate less, and can create much poorer neural drive specifically to the muscle that we are trying to activate. So rabbit hole goes pretty deep. If you are interested in my work, please visit www.athicsystem.com. I have an office in Battleground, Washington, and I see clients on Zoom as well. I really, truly believe that signaling technology and this type of methodology in which to help signal the brain in some of these more dysfunctional and deactivated areas is the future of not only rehabilitative medicine, but also elite sports performance as well. Thank you so much for your time.